We can hear you coming, Butch, so before we get started. That's a full house. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hilton here in Liverpool for the final head-to-head press conference for this weekend's World Championship Boxing, headlined by Liam Smith against Mr. PREDRAG RADOSEVIC for the WBO World Super Welterweight Championship. We've got a cracking undercard on Saturday night as well. All the guys are here to discuss their fights on Saturday night and talk about the future aims and where Saturday night's wins and outcomes will get them from going on in their careers. As we're all fully aware, it's a real hotbed of boxing here in Liverpool at the moment, and I firmly believe we've got the hottest talent in the area sitting up on this table. There is, it's unbelievable the guys, to be able to work with these guys and have them in our stable and representing Queensbury Promotions and BoxNation and doing the business for Liverpool and obviously for themselves as well. Just to give you some information on the show, still some tickets available. Price categories are 40, 60, 80, 100 and 150 pounds. Available from the echoarena.com, eventim.co.uk and ticketmaster.co.uk. And if you can't make it down to the show on Saturday, we are live and exclusive on BoxNation. We'll start with the top of the bill, I think, today. It's a cracking fight, as I said, for the WBO Super Welterweight Championship. Liam's making his second defence for the title. He won quite emphatically against John Thompson. I think a lot of people aren't giving PREDRAG the credit he deserves for coming over here and challenging Liam. It's a good fight. He's 30-1, PREDRAG, and Liam's going to have to be at the top of his game. And as we all know, the one defeat PREDRAG has had is against the proven drug cheat. So, had that not occurred, had Felix Dunn not potentially been found guilty of that, and it's a level playing field. PREDRAG may be coming over here with an unblemished record, but we never know that. So, as I said, Liam's got to be at the top of his game. I'm sure he will be. And there are some huge fights down the road for Liam, and there's a few that have been touted about over the last few months, days or even hours. But his prime target is Saturday night, and he cannot take his eye off the ball because he wants to keep hold of that and take it forward into the new season and beyond. So I'm just going to ask, first of all, the challenger, PREDRAG RADOSEVIC, to say a few words, and then over to the champion, Liam Smith. PREDRAG.
Pa mogu reći da mi je drago I da mi je zadovoljstvo što sam danas ovdje I što ću se boriti za titulu apsolutnog prvaka svijeta.
It's a great honor to be here and be part of the event Frank Warren promotion, and it's a great honor fight for the WBO World Super Welterweight Champion.
Thank you. And to the champion, Liam Smith.
Yeah, just looking forward to Saturday. I've been out the ring 6 months in December. It was a rest I chose to have, but I've had a good rest. And then I'm looking forward to getting back in. I've been linked with numerous names, and none of them names can happen if I got win Saturday. So I'm fully focused on Saturday, and looking to put on a good performance back in the day. I won a title in Manchester and I defended in Manchester, so you know, it's easy, but there's no place like home, and I'm looking forward to Saturday and hopefully it's a good night for Ruiz.
Thanks very much, Liam. On to the next in the list you've got in press packs for the WBO International Super Flyweight Championship. We have the challenger from Thailand. Here we go again. I'm not going to try his first name, I'm really sorry, but it's, the surname's Koket GM, and I think we'll ask the translator to pronounce that one properly for me later. Comes over with a 38-7-1 record with 18 knockouts, and he'll be challenging the champion, Ellesmere Paul Butler, who, as we all know, is phenomenal talent, phenomenal fighter, phenomenal boxer, and you know, you get one win away from being back on the world stage where he belongs. There is a carrot at the end of this stick, isn't there, Paul? We'll know what happens if he wins this. He gets in the #1 mandatory position, and will be challenging for a world title in his next fight if he comes through on Saturday. When he comes through on Saturday. I've said it time and time again. I think every time we do a press conference, I think Paul's the most naturally gifted fighter in the country, and he's continuing to show whether that is the case. Just hand you over to the challenger from Bangkok, Thailand. Say a few words. Thanks.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. #1 got get him with a try is good bet for Butler. Him know is how Butler is good boxing. Him try got bet. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Champion Paul Butler, please.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to Saturday night. Obviously we've got a new trainer, so looking forward to working on the new stuff what we've been working on in the gym. We know we've got a good opponent, so training's been hard, sparring's been tough, so I'm sure you'll see a good Paul Butler on Saturday night.
Thanks, Paul. On the table in front of me, there's a young man, Zolani Tete. We all know about him. He's been nicknamed the Scouse African, and he's slotting right into life in Liverpool. I think he's been taken under the wing of all locals, and I think he's thoroughly enjoying himself over here. He'll be defending his IBF International Bantamweight Championship against Victor Ruiz from Tijuana in Mexico. Again, it's he's won 2 fights away from a world title challenge, so can't afford any slip-ups. And we're again looking forward to seeing Zolani out in Liverpool, putting on a good show. Zolani, would you say a few words?
Firstly, I would like to thank God for giving us, all of the boxers, this opportunity. I'm looking forward to Saturday to make a mark under my name. I want to be a world champion again, and it's going to happen very soon.
Thanks very much. Next, we have the EBU European Bantamweight Championship. The challenger is coming over from France, Karim Gueffrey, 23-3 with 6 knockouts, and he'll be challenging the champion again from Liverpool, Ryan Farag, 15-1 and with 4 knockouts. As I've just said with Paul and Zolani, Ryan's knocking on the door for a world title. Got to keep winning, but again, he can't afford any slip-ups. Improving in every fight, and again, looking forward to seeing Ryan and show him, so he can show what how he's coming on and developing. But it's a European level. It's going to be a tough fight, and I'm sure Karim's got a few things to say about that. And I'd just like to ask him if he would care to share any of that now. Karim.
My English is so bad, so sorry, but I want to say Saturday, the European belt will be mine. Thank you.
Thanks. And Ryan?
No, it won't. Karim's a good opponent. He's the type of opponent I want to be in there fighting. I believe that I'm a far better fighter than him. We'll find that out on Saturday. I'm looking forward to punching him in the face and keeping hold of my belt.
Thanks, Ryan. So we know what Ryan's game plan is. Next, we have Tom Stalker fighting Antonio João Bento from Portugal for the WBO Vacant European Lightweight Championship. I think Tom's fought for this a few times now. But you know, I'm sure he's obviously determined to get hold of this belt, and I'm sure he will on Saturday. You know, Tom did an interview with BoxNation this week, just mentioning that there are big fights lined up for him, and he's got to keep going. He's got to keep plugging away, and he's got, you know, he's got to keep improving, which I think he is. He wasn't a happy camper last year, I don't think, but he's got a smile back on his face, which is great to see, and I'm sure it will show off in the ring on Saturday night. So, Tom, is that for you?
You know, like, I'm lucky I've got a contract, basically. Last year I've had 3 draws, a win and a loss. Anyone else wouldn't have a contract, but I think obviously Frank Warden stood by me, my manager Daniel, MJ Marbert, they got me, getting me the opportunities, Francis. So I think it's about time Saturday I win this belt and firstly enjoy winning the belt and having my first belt, and then obviously there's some big fights lined up for me in England. So I've had a great camp, I've had 12 weeks in the gym, I've done everything right, my weight's brilliant, and I'm looking to put on a great performance on Saturday.
Thank you, Tom. We've got an 8 times 3 minute light middleweight contest. The man to my far left, Liam Williams from, I'm not going to try and pronounce your hometown, Liam, you can do that, from Wales. There you go. 0-1 with 8 knockouts, and he's fighting Alberto Gustavo. I know obviously a lot's been touted about Liam versus Liam, but I think Mr. Williams has got a few more fights until he catches up with Mr. Smith. So Saturday's all about that, and then I think we've got a big announcement for you know, later on in July for Liam. So you know, he needs to keep winning, keep impressing, and I'm sure he'll get up to, you know, the level he wants to be at soon enough. But no rush. You know, I mean that, no rush, and let's just enjoy Liam's development and watching him develop. So if you would.
Just first of all, thanks for getting me on the show. Love boxing Liverpool. It's a great boxing city, and I'm just really looking forward to Saturday night. I've been out 6 months, and yeah, I just can't wait to get back in under the lights and do the business.
Thanks, Liam. Also on the bill, Stephen Lewis, Josh Leather, Declan Geraghty and Kev Satchel. So it's a cracking card full of top talent and some really good fights. As you know, some 50-50s on there, which, you know, everyone should be glued to their seats or the TV screen. So make sure you tune in presence or on the TV. I will stop talking now and hand over to you fine people to ask questions.
Liam, with names like Canelo and Cotto being mentioned, do you just have to divorce yourself from what's been written about you potentially facing them, one of those this year?
Yeah, no, I can't say it doesn't excite me every time they mention, but you know, I can't really sit and think too much of them names. Like I say, if I don't win Saturday, them names don't want to fight me, they've got nothing to fight me for. So, you know, I've got to win Saturday and then hopefully see what names get linked with and see what comes back up to all the names, you know what I mean, these days. So, you know, I'm said from too good a family and from too good a gym to overlook anyone. So, you know, I'm fully focused on Saturday and looking to put a show on.
So they'll give you a slap or something if you started talking about Canelo and Cotto.
Yeah, no, imagine I've got this big load in front of me, so I'm going to have to, you know, beat him first, and then hopefully Monday then we can sit and see what is in concrete and see what we can go for next.
Liam, it's a great time for Liverpool as well. The city's buzzing at boxing at the minute. What's it down to?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, like, you know, once one wins, the others follow. Everyone wants a piece of what the other's getting. You know what I mean? Without bragging too much. We were started with a champion for 20 odd years, and then we got one, so people want to follow it. You know, just being a show off Goodison, everyone will want to follow that now. You know what I mean? Just everyone bouncing off each other. Say we've got 2 world champions, now we've got, I don't know, 4 or 5 European champions, or it will be. And then there's just all people on the fringe of world level, and there's some top prospects turning over. So I think, you know, slowly but surely getting back to the top of British boxing.
Paul, you've also got big things ahead if you can win this Saturday. Is it tough to keep your mind focused when you know what's there ahead?
No, it's not tough really, because we know we've got a tough opponent in front of us. We've watched a lot of him, which I don't normally do. We've seen what he's about, we know how good he is, so all eyes are on Saturday and no further than that.
Ryan, the show's called The Homecoming, but obviously for Liam coming back to the world title, but in a sense that's also true for you because you probably had one of the most underrated performances by British boxer in the last 12 months by winning the European title abroad. Are you looking forward to fighting at home as well?
Yeah, it was a bit good the last time out because you know, the opponents only lasted 2 rounds, so I didn't really get a chance to show what I could do in there, which I did do against the other fella in Belgium, Jamoy.
What's his name?
A lot about him already. So yeah, I'm looking forward to showing the people what I can do against Karen in there on Saturday.
Liam, Francis has mentioned the potential of you fighting, challenging Leo eventually. Is that a fight you see happening down the road?
Yeah, definitely. I can see it happening at some point. But as he said, I'm relatively inexperienced right now. I need a couple of fights. Like I said, anybody at my weight with a belt, I obviously want to, you know, I'm aiming for them.
Tom, you mentioned about your draws and your loss, and you're looking to have a contract. Do you feel more pressure that you've got to go out and win on Saturday?
No, that's just like, that's the truth, you know what I mean? You got to be a realist, like, I have, like, in some of my fights I've boxed well, but I should have won a few of my draws, you know what I mean? So, they could have been wins, but I think my career's going to start on Saturday night. I'm going to win this belt and then go on. I had the same as an amateur before I qualified for the Olympics and done everything I've done as an amateur. Went through a bit of a bad time, and it's going to be the same now as a pro. I want to win Saturday, and then there's going to be some big fights, and I want to be very successful.
PREDRAG, can you tell us what you know about Liam Smith and what your opinion of him is as a champion?
O Liamu dosta znam, pratio sam ga evo već neko vrijeme prije nego što je uzeo titulu i kad je uzeo i kad je odbranio, gledao sam s kim je boksao, kako je boksao. A što se taktike tiče, taktiku ću zadržati za sebe i u subotu večer ću iznijeti na ring.
PREDRAG followed Liam's career and his fights. Then now he has good tactic for fight and he is coming here not as a tourist, he come here to be new champion in the WBO World Super Welterweight and take belt to Montenegro.
Ryan Farag, can you tell us the interactions you've had with Karim Gurfi so far in sort of the build-up before the fight was announced and that?
Can you just repeat that, please?
Could you tell us the interactions you've had with Karim Gurfi before the fight was announced and the build-up and that?
Yeah, Karim messaged me asking if I was going to defend or vacate myself, which you know, was a bit suspicious to me because why would you even do that? I think he didn't want to face me, and that's why he messaged me. I think he wanted me to vacate the title. But you know, I told him straight up that I was going to punch his head clean off, and that's what I want to do.
What was Karim's response to that?
Well, then as soon as he seen that I wasn't going to be his mate, he told me that his ambitions were to kill me, and you know, there's no chance of that happening. He's going to get his head punched in. That's what's going to happen.
Correct? Did you?
It's crazy. Such ridiculous.
I'm quiet. I'm quiet now. Don't know what to say.
I love you.
All that about? On me.
Zolani, how settled are you feeling now boxing in England or in Britain regularly?
Liverpool is my home crowd now. And fighting in Liverpool is the most amazing thing for me. I mean, the people here are amazing. They love boxing, and that's what I'm about. I'm about boxing, and I love entertaining people. So I'm looking forward to Saturday, entertaining you guys as well again, and fighting smartly. I believe Victor is gonna come fighting. Hopefully he won't run away like Gonzalez.
Zolani, Lee Hastings, the IBF champion, I presume that's a fight you want very soon.
Yeah, Lee Haskins is the IBF champion, and I'm the IBF international champion. So there can be only one cow. He has to fight me, and we'll see who's the real champion.
Liam, how nice is it for you finally boxing back in Liverpool? Because the last 2 world title fights have been in enemy territory, really, in Manchester.
Yeah, it's good, Steve. You know, as I said before, it sounds kind of cheesy, the homecoming, but it is. There's no place, every fighter up there will tell you. With it only being Manchester, you know, it would have made sense if it was, you know, abroad, but it's good. Everyone up here will tell you they'd rather fight in Liverpool than anywhere else in the country. You know, probably anywhere else in the world besides America. I said the other day, if I box in England, I want to box in Liverpool. As you just said then, it's just getting bigger and bigger at the minute. You know, we're getting better shows, we're getting more and more champions, and you know, I'm happy to be a part of it.
Of all the boxers in Liverpool, who's the best prospect if you had to pick one?
I need to call him a prospect. What's your prospect, Steve?
Under 10 fights.
There's a few, I can't think any in particular. No, I can't think of one yet.
Under 10. You're struggling on this card.
Yeah, there's no one on here, I think. Someone else, Steve.
Any more questions? Now, all the guys are available for photos and one-on-ones, so thank you very much for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow at the weigh-in. Thanks.